Hey YouTubers, good morning, it's Robb Moffett. Guys, today we're going to be making a lure, a soft frog lure. It's just a little lure for bass and snakehead. I've made wooden lures, plastic lures, metal lures, top plugs, but I've never made a soft lure. And I thought it'd be fun to try. This is the first one I've ever made. It's not perfect, there's some things that I'm going to improve, but it came out kind of cool. The thing you're going to be needing to make it is very inexpensive. You're going to get a pack of sponges at the dollar store. I get them 6 in a pack for $1. So you can make a ton of lures with this amount of sponge. And then just cut the sponge into a small shape you can make a frog. The first one I did here, it's kind of big. I should have made it a little smaller. And then I got some wire at the dollar store and I use it to make something I could attach the hook and the swivel to. And that's done by just cutting a slice down the top of the foam and then putting the wire in and attaching it with the hot glue gun. And if you're smart, you want to use a smaller length of wire than I did and attach your swivel and your hook before you tie it up. That way you don't have to make a crazy knot when you're done. Now for the legs, I used a pipe cleaner and I cut a slice in the foam from one side to another, and then I glued in the pipe cleaner the same way I did the wire. And then I took some tape, that's a little camouflage tape, at least that's what I'm calling it. You can get that at this store like Walmart or some of the other stores that sell a wide variety of duct tape. You can even get it on Amazon, and it turned out kind of neat. That and putting the tape on the frog was the most fun part of the whole project, actually. Seeing it come into shape, starting to look like a frog after a few minutes. For the bottom, I used a piece of white tape, and then I colored it in. You can use whatever things you have around the house. You can use colored ink pens that aren't water soluble. I used a combination of crayons, which are resistant to water, and I use some ink pens to make some designs on the bottom so it isn't just a plain white. And I put some white tape on the bottom of the feet. Not very good job. Now when you're operating this lure, it's going to be top water because it doesn't sink. It's very light. It wants to float on top. Even when it fills up with water, it still kind of floats on top. So you're not going to be able to, unless you put a plane on the front of the lure, it's not going to submerge. You're not going to be able to use it except as a top water plug. The a couple times it wanted to land upside down, but you can also adjust the legs for stability to make it land correctly. And by pulling the legs out a little bit, if it does land upside down, you can crank it in kind of fast, and those legs will dig into the water and it'll flip over the correct side. I was tempted to put some lead weights on the bottom to make it more heavy on the bottom, but it really didn't turn into be a problem at all. It's a little bit big lure, and if I caught some really big fish, this wire is too thin and soft. You need to use a little heavier duty wire, but the process is still the same. I kind of like the way it looks. It almost looks like a water bug than a frog, but the main thing is, does it catch fish? It doesn't matter. I've seen people catch fish on 8mm wrenches. It doesn't catch fish. Doesn't matter what it looks like. What do the fish think? So I've got to do some more fishing with it. I just took it out one day so far. I haven't caught any fish with it yet. But it was a short period of time in the middle of the day, so I didn't expect much. So I thought I would leave this up so you guys get an idea of how you can make something similar and improve upon it. It's got a lot of possibilities. I like it. And I like the fact that it's soft to where if a fish bit into it, it would have a mouthfeel similar to a frog. It's not really hard and stiff like a wooden or plastic plug. And it was very super cheap to make and fun too. So hope this is something you guys like. I'll be making some more. I'm working on a weedless frog lure. It's going to be smaller and weedless and look a little more like a frog than this one. By the way, I got the eyes at Walmart, the little plastic googly eyes. They're available at Walmart real cheap for like $1 or $2 a pack. And that's about it. I've got a playlist of fishing videos with other lures I've made in the past and other fishing videos by other people I like a lot you might want to check out. And I put new videos on every week. Hope this is something you like, guys. And come back and watch more. Take care.